President Biden is fond of saying, show me your budget and I will tell you what you value. If he's got money for people in Lebanon right now, without Congress having to come back, what does it say about his values? There's not enough money right now for people in North Carolina who need it. That's not misinformation.
Wait, no, that is your whole premise of the question is misinformation, sir.
That's Press Secretary and DEI Al Capone, Karine Jean-Pierre, struggling to spin basic truths about FEMA funding into useful Democrat narratives. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and boy oh boy is the FEMA funds going to migrants narrative really biting Democrats in the rear. The latest talking points seem to be a jumbled mix between it's misinformation to say that FEMA money was used for migrants, and it doesn't even really matter anyway because the funds used came from a different pool of money that the government stole from taxpayers.
And on this issue of funding, the administration has money to send to Lebanon without Congress coming back. But Congress does have to come back to approve money to send to people in North Carolina. Do I have that right?
Here's what I'm going to be very clear about. The president and the vice president has had a robust whole of government response to this. Hundreds of millions of dollars. I said it at the top, more than $200 million that we have directly put towards survivors here for disaster help. And that's because of this president's commitment to make sure that we are there for communities that are impacted. We take this very seriously again. We take this very seriously. And before the hurricane hit, we pre-positioned more than 1,500 federal folks on the ground to help. And so we have made sure that every state has gotten their storm requested emergency declaration. They requested it and we made sure they received it. We've taken this very seriously. More than $200 million that we have provided to the impacted areas. But instead, people want to do disinformation, misinformation, which is dangerous, because then when folks on the ground hear that, they may not want to ask for the help that they need. That is there for them. That's our focus here.
You know, KJP actually makes a great point here. I mean, who among us wouldn't want to ask for help after suffering unimaginable devastation because we heard about how the government spent FEMA money on migrants? Can't Pete Ducey see how even suggesting that is dangerous information? It's not like he has evidence of the White House saying contradictory things about the matter.
It's just categorically false. No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants. So FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's emergency food and shelter program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks like they did use FEMA money on migrants. But that doesn't mean the victims of these hurricanes are getting shortchanged. I mean, you heard KJP say they already spent $200 million. That's supposed to be a lot of money. By contrast, though, I wonder how much FEMA money was spent on migrants in 2024. Oh, it looks to be $641 million. Well, that does seem to be a lot higher than $200 million. And FEMA only has an annual budget of $30 billion, so what do you want them to do? It's not like one of their primary purposes is immediate response and recovery from natural disasters.
What you do, yes, it's misinformation.
Is there money to send to Lebanon right now?
I just mentioned to you that we provided more than $200 million to folks who are impacted in the area, and I just shared with you that people are deciding not to. People are deciding not to.
Letter to Congress that there's not enough money to help people in
We're
North Carolina.
talking about the SBA disaster loan.
That's
yes.
money for people in North Carolina.
And that's important, and people in North Carolina need that. Wait, this is nothing new. Peter, this is nothing new. Congress comes together, they provide money, millions of dollars, for disaster relief. We're asking them to do the job that they have been doing for some time.
From a letter that President Biden sent to Johnson, McConnell, Schumer, and Jeffries. The president's letter is not misinformation. Would you agree?
No, the way you're asking me the question is misinformation. There is money that we are allocating to the impacted areas, and there's money there to help people who truly need it. There are survivors who need the funding, and it's there.
That you don't like misinformation.
I said that. I actually said we have the money available to help survivors of Hurricane Helene and also Hurricane Milton. Now, there's going to be a shortfall, right? Because we don't know how bad Hurricane Milton is going to be. And so we're going to need additional funding. We're going to need additional funding.
That's exactly what I just asked about. And you said it was
No.
misinformation.
What
Yes.
you're asking me is why Congress needs to come back and do their job. That's what you're asking me. Congress needs to come back and do their job and provide extra assistance, extra funding to disaster relief fund. That's what Congress needs to do, and we're going to continue to urge that. You may not want that, but that's okay. That's what this president wants, and that's what the vice president wants. Thanks, everybody.
Well, there you go. That's apparently the best response the Biden-Harris administration can offer us. Blatant propaganda from a bitter and dismissive extra in a Tim Burton movie. But remember not to say anything if any of this upsets you, because that's politicizing natural disasters, and Democrats look down on that kind of stuff. Well, that is until it becomes useful for them to do so. But let me know what you think. Did KJP deliver any useful information or make any valid points during that press briefing? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!